In the shop, when I keep listening to music when I'm working, I prefer Mozart. But at home, after a day's work, I like to go back to Beethoven. Mayfair was built around 1938, and the cinema had a ballroom attached to it, and there was regular live orchestra, there was tombola being played. It was very active. There was a bar license, and the whole place was full of fun and gaiety. It was a quiet place. There were few cars parked outside this area. There were no rickshaws and all. There were tongas plying sometimes. Hज़रतग had a charm of its own. People used to come back and say, we've been out gunging. And gunging means a very leisurely stroll from one end to the other. There were fewer shops, and there was no hustle or bustle of any sort.
Advani bookseller in 1978 November, and I was a totally raw hand. I never knew a thing about bookselling, but he was one person who didn't believe in spoon feeding. He made you understand, and if you faltered anywhere, he helped you. He trained you, but you had to do it yourself. You had to labor, and he believed only hard work pays. He was a very good guide. At some point in the 14 years when I worked for him earlier, I left in December 91 and I joined somewhere else. He always remained a counselor, a guide, and if there was any problem, I could call on him, I could ask his advice, and he could also share with me anything that he required to know. He went the extra mile with me, and I think that maybe I too went that extra mile. Then I retired. In between, a lot of people came and went in the bookshop. It developed under his care, his guidance. He had a very good clientele who he didn't consider clientele, he considered them friends. That he was a very good person, and he's sorely missed.
उनके साथ हमने 2-3 साल काम किया है और हमको कुछ नॉलेज नहीं था, लेकिन बहुत कुछ उनके ज़रिए से नॉलेज हो गया मैम। और लेकिन कि हमको ये लगता है कि अगर वो दो साल और जी जाते तो हम कुछ और मतलब हो जाते। वो कहते थे कि अगर ये राजू पहले किया था काम, कहता अगर ये कहते थे कि ये मेरे साथ अगर होता तो इसको हम कुछ बना के छोड़ते। और मैम उनके बिना ना घर में अच्छा लगता है, ना यहाँ अच्छा लगता है।
Old, 79. He was 79 years old, and on his 80th birthday, after about 10 months, he told me he had completed 80. And I thought he was too young. He didn't look like he was 18. He was a nice man, very learned. He used to tell me a lot of stories. About his days in Pakistan, and then his days in Shimla when he was the bursar there. He used to play cricket, and also when he came to Lucknow. His stories were never ending and very interesting. We used to have a good rapport, the two of us. Sometimes we'd have a lot of arguments. Sometimes we would fight but we were always good friends. He used to sit on and he used to tell me, see the policemen, how they're making money. And he was sitting and watching, like robbing the people. Or he would tell me, just turn around, see what's happening in the veranda. When we had that stand. And I'd always tell him, don't look there, look in front, do the work. One day he made me a cup of tea. Which he had never done before in his life. He wanted to have tea and we had no tea. So he told me, I'll make the tea. I asked him, I said, do you know how to make tea? So he says, I'll try. And he made me a cup of tea and made himself a cup of tea and he brought it on a silver tray. I immediately phoned his wife and I told her, guess what? Mr. Advani is making me a cup of tea. And she was so surprised because he had never done this in his own home. So I felt good because my father used to make me a cup of tea every day and I felt like my father is making me a cup of tea. Through him I met a lot of other people, foreigners. I made a few friends also who have been to my house. All through him was good place. He's in a better world. He lived a good life, a very good life. I think he loved this shop a lot. He really loved this shop a lot. And he always told me, I'd tell him, why don't you retire? And he says, if I retire, I will die. He says, I have to come to the shop. Sometimes when he didn't feel like coming, he'd phone up and tell me, Ruth, I'm not coming today. I've got a stomach ache, like a schoolboy. So I said, okay, what did you eat? Nothing. And he'd not come. Tell me I've got a stomach ache. And when he got sick, he'd phone and tell me, or I'd phone him and ask him how he was. And he'd say, I'm okay. I'll come tomorrow. Or I'll come on Monday. But he never replied. It was really sad. He's at peace now. And with his wife, he loved a lot. He used to call her dolls. Her name was Sudarshan, but he used to call her dolls. And he really loved her. He loved his two children also.